All right, here's Grant Tassie Brown. Tassie, always good to catch up, mate. Firstly, what's been happening in your world, mate? Back from Greece, I hear.
Back from Greece, first time visiting the beautiful country of Greece. Got back in at 5 a.m. this morning, so I'm a little bit tired, so bear with me. But yeah, no, it was awesome, man. Great holiday with the missus, and obviously, ticked off a bucket list like we said off camera. I got to meet and spend a bit of actual quality time with the one and only Money May, TBE, Floyd Money Mayweather. So that was pretty cool.
No, that's mad. All right, Tassie, mate, you're back. You got an event coming up, mate. What can you tell us?
Yeah, well, look, we all know that on July 26th in Sydney, the No Limit crew, Matty, George, and Trent, the Rose brothers have done another amazing, great job. But they've got Tim Tszyu versus Errol Spence, one of the biggest cards in history. We've got Jamel Charlo and Fulton, Paro, Mazzuti. It's a huge card. But what is there to do the night before, Jai? I mean, you come to Sydney for the big fight. You might travel in from, say, Queensland, Perth, Tassie, Melbourne, wherever, and you might go to the Wayne on the Saturday. But Saturday night, what is there to do? You're just waiting around to go to the fight on Sunday, Kudos Macarena. Well, I've got something for you all to do on Saturday night. I give you Terence Bud Crawford. He's back again. That's right. Showtime Shawn Porter and Magic Man Paulie Malignaggi, three legends, all world champions. They're going to be doing a live interview, talk about their career, give their prediction on Tszyu versus Spence the next day, and they'll do a meet and greet, a Q&A, and a photo opportunity for everyone live at the Manning Bar in Manning Road, just the Uni of Sydney in Camperdown, so not far from the city. And I'll be there, mate, for a couple of hours from 7:30 onwards p.m. And yeah, it'll be an awesome chance for people to listen to their predictions and get ready on the eve of Tszyu and Spence. So I'm pretty happy to be able to bring this to you guys.
What how did Bud like the last tour you put on, mate? Yeah, obviously pretty happy. He's happy to come down again. Obviously the fight's on, but yeah, how did he enjoy things last time out?
He liked it. He's enjoyed both times. I think the last one was probably a bit better because it was a bit more organised. I mean, the first one I was just flying by the seat of my pants. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just literally winging it. But I think it was a bit more organised. It didn't have to do as many events. They were more quality over quantity. Got to go on a beautiful big yacht around Darwin Harbour. He got to see a few more sites. And it was really, really cool. So and he said to me, he said, Taz, I want to come for the fight. I want to come and watch, Errol and Tim. We know he's an opponent of Errol Spence's, but they've got a mutual respect and I guess a bit of a friendship there. He obviously likes and respects Tim Tszyu. We've got big dollars on the fight. Obviously, I've got Tim and he's got Errol. Maybe he wants to come and get the cash off me up front. I don't know, mate, but so I've organised his flights. He's going to be here. And then Shawn Porter hit me up a few weeks ago and said, Tassie, Bud mentioned, you're good at organising things. Can you put together a bit of a meet and greet Q&A for me? So I thought, why not put them all together? And you got the great Paulie Malignaggi as well. But Jai, I'm not done. I'm not just done yet. I've got more. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So I've got three superstars for America. Why not have Australian boxer royalty? Danny Green, Anthony Man Mundine, current world champion Andrew Maloney. We've got a lot more to do, Gary Sinclair. We've got Nadal Skinny Hussein, who knocked Manny Pacquiao down for 18 seconds. We've got his brother Hussey Hussein, former world champion legend Billy the Kid Dib, former WBC superstar legend Sakio Bika. And there'll be an invitation there. Well, Gary Sinclair, former IBF champ. And I'm going to also send an invitation to Liam Paro, Joel Patea, and George Gambosis and Daniel Gill. So there'll be invites to them guys, but they're the ones I mentioned first. They're already locked in. Just to add, it'll be like a panel. So you'll have Terence Shawn Porter and Paulie. Then you'll have a panel of Australian legends all giving their predictions. So before you leave that night, you'll have a prediction from all them legends, guys that know the sport better than anyone, on who's going to win out of Errol and Tim. So if you're not leaving that event more pumped than what you were before for the next day of Tim and Spence, then God help you. So it's going to be a great night. It's only $300. I think it's pretty cheap for what you get. You get photos of everyone in the building. You get to listen to royalty. For any boxer fan, Jai, I think it's a no-brainer. You're going to be there, aren't you?
Yeah, that's a beauty. So what? Tell us the details again, and this will be all over your social media as well.
Yeah, there'll be a ticket link announced in the next 2 days. That'll be live. You can also buy tickets through me personally. You can contact me on Instagram, but there'll be a link live on my Instagram, and obviously I'll send it to you and all the other boys. But yeah, it's at the Manning Bar, the Uni of Sydney in Camperdown. Pretty close, not far from Darling Harbour in an Uber. Obviously not far from Central Station, etc. And yeah, the doors open at 7 p.m. The first guest will be up at 7:30, and we'll probably wrap it up by 9:30, 10. And then we get ready on Sunday to go to Kudos Bank Arena for Tszyu versus Spence. So yeah, tickets will be available in the next 2 days on a ticket link, or you can hit me up personally on Instagram now and go through me right now. But yeah, it's going to be an awesome night, man. I'm excited to be able to organise this, and it just adds to a massive fight week. And again, I can't credit No Limit more than anything than what they've done and what they continue doing for Australian boxing. They're just unbelievable.
Yeah, well, that's a good segue, mate. While I've got you, we may as well talk about the fight a bit. Tszyu Spence, mate. What's your overall sort of thoughts on the fight itself?
Like I said before, I mean, Tim's a dear friend of mine. I love him dearly. But I don't give predictions based on friendships. I give predictions based on my boxing brain. And I do believe Tim will beat Spence. I'm not saying it because he's a friend and I want him to do it. I believe that Tim Tszyu will beat Errol Spence. I believe that he'll stop him inside 9 rounds. I'm not taking nothing away from Errol, but I think Tim knows this is it. Career's on the line here. You got the big fish, a name that you wanted for a long time. I believe there was 2 guys he wanted, was Charlo and Spence, the other Charlo. But he's got Spence, and I believe next will be Charlo. Jeff Fenix, the best guy to have to mentally prepare you, obviously, and physically. But Jeff's the guy to get you ready. And if you're not ready to go after Jeff gives you an inspirational, motivational speech, then God help you. So together, and I've heard good things from the camp. I believe Jeff and Tim will get this win and go on to bigger things. So I got Tim for the win.
What sort of factor do you think that, like you said, Tim's career could be over with a loss? Is that going to be playing in the back of his mind? He knows this is sort of do or die in this one. How does he approach the fight?
Motivation. I think, look, a loss for either guy. We'll put it this way: a stoppage loss for either guy is career ending. I don't care how it is. So if one of the guys lose on points, and it's close, then there's a chance they can fight on. But if Errol or Tim happens to one of them gets stopped, it's career over. There's no way, I don't think, to rebuild them, especially with all the superstars around at the moment, the Boots Ennises and the Virgil Ortizes and the Funduras. So I don't think it's going to go on his mind. I think he's just, excited to have this opportunity, and No Limits put him there, and now it's up to him to close the deal, and I believe he will. I believe he'll be on song, and I believe he'll have too much for Errol Spence. But I like him to start early. Really, remind Spence that you've been off for 3 years. This is what it's like being hit hard, and jump on him early, but do it intelligently, obviously. You know, I don't mean just go out there blazing like Buckram. I mean, do it intelligently like he did against Tony Harrison, like he did against Bam Mendoza. I believe that version of Tim Tszyu fainting, using the lead hand and dropping that right hand down the pipe. I believe that's the Tszyu that we'll see, and that'll get him victorious.
Mate, some big news last week. Liam Paro, a tremendous win as well, mate. What did you sort of think of that fight? Did you watch the fight, and how happy are you for Liam Paro?
So happy for Liam Paro. I've always said, you know, how skillful he is and how talented he is and how tough he is. I mean, you know, you got to look, Liam Paro, the team behind him, Angelo Di Carlo and Alfie Di Carlo, he's been, you know, trained and managed and brought along so well. He's had big camps in the USA regularly. He sparred the Shakur Stevensons. He sparred the Devin Haney's. You know, he's been up there with all them guys. He went over there and he dethroned the guy in Puerto Rico, Matias. And he dug deep and he beat a very strong, big punching Irishman. So Liam Paro is a class act. I'm so happy for him. I didn't get to watch it live, but I did watch the highlights in Greece. And he's in the Glamour division. You got names like Haney, Ryan Garcia, Riley Ramiro, Teofimo Lopez, even Manny Pacquiao. But look, the first ones, they're all the young guns. They're all the big money fights. You know, they're multi-million-dollar fights. So he's in the dream position now, having a belt, the IBF. I mean, you know, it looks like Ryan versus Conor Ben, Teo versus Rowley. Devon's there sort of waiting at the moment. Any of those guys are massive, and that's not only a legacy fight for Liam, but they're all big paydays. They're all, mate, you know, they're career defining payday. So it's as I said, the Carlos have put him in this position, and it's a credit to them. And Liam's gone and done the fighting. So together, they all deserve their flowers, and they deserve all the success that they are about to achieve.
And we also had Andrew Maloney as well a couple of weeks before that, mate.
The Maloney boys. When you talk about class acts in boxing, you got to mention Jason Andrew Maloney. Now, I've known these guys since they were late teens. I used to obviously train and look after Luke Jackson, one of our greats, and I can't remember how many times I've hosted the Maloneys in my hometown of Tasmania. They used to come down to do training camps with Luke Jackson and myself. You know, they'd all spar. I'd take them on the pads. We'd go out to dinner together. So I've known them boys for many, many years, and they are what boxing's all about. Not only are they gentlemen of people, but they're true fighters. They go on the road. Now, remember in COVID, they went over there and fought in the bubble. So they quarantined before they went to America. Then they had their fights in Vegas in the bubble with no crowd. Then they quarantined back again in Australia. They had months of quarantine in them COVID times, and they got it done, you know. I personally was ringside when I was there when Nakatami knocked out Andrew. Now, to come back from that and to do what he's done and win a world title again for the second time is a testament to his character. It's a testament to his tenacious, you know, being, you know, just everything that makes boxing good, the dedication, the determination, and the will to not give in, you know what I mean? And and his brother Jason's the same. So Andrew and Jason Maloney, hats off to both of them, especially Andrew in this scenario, having the belt. And he didn't go for the money. He didn't go for the, I'll sit here and get cop 300,000. He fought for less because he wanted that belt. And now, hopefully, that all the money will come to him. But the main thing, he done it for legacy. Can't say much more about these guys. They're beautiful human beings, and I'm honoured to call them both friends of mine.
Just one last one for you, mate. Nikita Tszyu, how are you sort of seeing him tracking? You see his last fight, and where would you like to see him go next?
Well, I've just heard he's fighting Ben Mahoney. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm hearing that. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure, but
I
that's
thought
what
he
I'm
was
hearing.
done with. I thought he was done with the domestic level, but Ben Mahoney is a good fight, very good fighter, and that obviously, um, if he's successful, Nikita, you hope that's the end of the domestic level. Ben Mahoney's no slouch, good fighter, does everything right. Boxes, can punch. He's very nice. I like Ben Mahoney's style. He's a very nice fighter. So it's a good test for Nikita. He's still progressing. I think Nikita will definitely get to a very high level. He's in a very dangerous division. But look, no limit. Glenn Jenners know what they're doing, and I think Nikita will obviously have a great career. He's got to get over Mahoney first, but yeah, look, it's still, it's still. I mean, he's in the same division as Tim, so I mean, and Tim's obviously still, quite a lot more experience than Nikita. So I'm not just going to say, oh, he's going to be a world champion, because it's very easy to say that, but he's got the ability to be a world champion. He's got all the attributes to be a world champion. It's just a very dangerous division at the moment with the likes of Boots and Ortiz, Fundora, and all these guys. So I think he'd have more chance at 160. I think 160 is probably a little bit easier at the moment. Janabek I think he might be off suspension soon after the positive test. Everyone should stay away from Janabek. But I think 160 might be an easier division. If I was anyone, pretty much Tim or Nikita, I'd be going for Lara at 160. I'll be going for his belt, the WBA. He's old. He's great fighter, but he's on old legs. So I think he's probably the safest option for a world title for either one. But the 154 is a killer division. But I wish Nikita all the best. As I said, he's got every attribute of a world champion. And we'll see how it goes. But first, you got to get past. Let's not disrespect Ben Mahoney, because he's a very, very good fighter. And all round, I like him. I can't really fault him. And always, every fight, he looks really nice. I like his style.
Well said, Taz. All right, mate. Always appreciate your time. And just a reminder once more, when do the tickets go on sale, mate?
2 days, they'll be on sale. I'll send you the link to you, and it'll be on my Instagram as well. Manning Bar, Manning Road, New York, Sydney, in Camperdown. Saturday, the 25th of July, the night before Tim Tszyu, the ERROL Spence at Kudos Bank Arena on the Sunday. So come along, guys. Have a drink. Listen to royalty. Get some photos. Get some autographs. And get pumped and jacked for what No Limit has got for you on the Sunday. Tszyu v Spence. And, it's going to be a great night. So I'm happy to be able to do this. And great to be able to have Bud Crawford back. And probably the last time he comes for a long time, I reckon. So he's been here 3 times in a year. So if you haven't seen him in the last 2 tours, come and see Terence Crawford this time. Shawn Porter Paulie, all the Aussie legends. And, and as I said, I've got Tim Tszyu beating ERROL inside 9 rounds.
Well said, Taz. Appreciate your time, mate. Always.
Thanks, mate.